Good day, students. This is Dr. Bautista. I'm giving you the introduction to Nursing 6307. Welcome to everybody to this course. It is an online course, like you guys already know, and we want to welcome we have some students from other disciplines like business, accounting, math, and so we welcome those students into our course. This course is taught through the MSN program for for our graduates getting their master's in nursing, Master of Science in Nursing. But it has been open to some of the other disciplines that are getting their health management certificate, or they're basically specializing in health administration in their discipline. So we welcome those students. We do have about a third of the students that are coming from other disciplines, or close to a third, maybe a fourth. But we have a full class with this in this course, and so we want to welcome you. I'm going to go over briefly the syllabus. I will be available to you all via instant messaging, like I have in your I have basically put here in your my office hours. So it will be all Blackboard. It is a master's program. It is 3 semester credit hours, and it spans only 5 weeks. So it is a quick course, but it is a lot of fun to learn about the finance and the health policy that occurs behind our profession. And it's important for us to know and get a bird's eye view of what happens and how the process is tailoring to our healthcare future. So this course basically focuses on the healthcare policy. It also goes over organization, some of the hospitals, and then financing and the reimbursement. The advanced practice nurses, which I'm going to refer to now APN role, in the provision of quality, cost-effective care, and also the healthcare leader in management also will be involved in basically in design and implementing a variety of healthcare systems. So you want to know all our healthcare systems that are in the United States. Some leadership in managing the human, physical, and physical healthcare resources also is emphasized. So this course is taught entirely via Blackboard, and Blackboard will provide you with all the information needed to guide you through this online course, including your syllabus, which is already uploaded, some PowerPoints. I do have 5 lectures that I'm going to put up as the week comes, as stated in the syllabus. They will be on integrity. You do have some reading assignments to complete your assignments, basically your course objectives, and then you will be participating in discussion boards, as well as you have your grade center that you can access. So summer session 2 is a 5-week beginning today, July the 9th. And it ends August the 12th. And so this online always starts on a Wednesday morning, early morning, and then the week ends on Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. So always remember that the week is from Wednesday to Tuesday. So all assignments are due by 12 noon Central Time, and they will be again in your course calendar at the end of this syllabus. So be aware of those deadlines so that you will not lose any points or have any trouble with that. I will be available, like I said, via instant messaging. You do have to download the IM via Colt. So if you have any trouble with that, you can contact them at the help desk at 2020. If you are not able to meet at this time, please contact me to arrange a time that is convenient for a connection session. We can also talk on the phone if you desire, or a face-to-face meeting. I am in the office off and on this summer, working on different projects. Our building is being renovated, so we have to pack up all our books. So I'll be here if you guys want to. Anybody wants to do a face-to-face meeting, you're welcome to email me. The best way to get a hold of me really is through my university UTPA email, which is bbautista@utpa.edu. This is the preferred way because I can get the email on my phone, via my phone. The course messages on Blackboard email, I don't always access until the end of the day. So if you need to talk to me or you want to have me answer any of your questions other days besides Mondays, then please use my email and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. And so here is my office is in the east building of the Health Science and Human Services upstairs, and this is my phone. If you want to call me at that time during the 2 to 4 p.m. on Mondays, please let me know because, like I said, I am in and out of my office, so there. I want to be able to talk to you if you need to talk to me. So the course objectives, basically upon completion of the course, the student will have been given the opportunity to analyze the results of policy research relevant to healthcare delivery. We're also going to differentiate and delineate legislative and regulatory processes. We're going to identify and analyze the effect of healthcare policy issues on minority populations, evaluate the local, state, and national socioeconomic and health policy issues trends. Something that's happening right now. We will be discussing some of that, and again, in your discussion board, you will have the opportunity to give us some input as it comes from your discipline, and I'm excited to hear your views from other disciplines besides nursing. We always learn from the students. We learn from each other. You're going to learn from our students. You're going to learn from this course, and then we'll be learning from some of the business aspect, accounting aspect of the university here. So we're also going to be looking at the leadership role of the advanced practice nurse, the healthcare professional leader, the administrator, what our role is within the integrated healthcare systems, and then synthesize basic principles of fiscal management, budgeting, and healthcare. So the MSN program, our program has some student learning outcomes here that are required for graduation. And so they are listed here: function as a scholar, clinician, practice in the AP role, in a culturally competent care, and then a nursing leader. And you want also the learning outcomes is participate and evaluate and use of research to promote the body of nursing knowledge. So these are our learning outcomes for our program. The course content will include all these areas: the advanced practice, our role, the healthcare professional, the business leader, the administrator leader, the financial leader, and public policy. Also, we're going to go over, this is basically kind of an outline of your textbook. And we're going to go over healthcare policy formation, organization. What is a government's role in healthcare policy? Government has a big role in healthcare policy, especially with this administration. We're also going to be looking at managed care, some different systems, IT. Technology is very, very applicable to our healthcare delivery now. And so we want to be looking at that, some social media, also some accounting applications to manage and establish the healthcare delivery. A lot of these, the content and the objectives are going to be met through some of the readings that you're going to be doing, and again, some of your assignments that have been that you will see, will be looking at in a little bit. So basically, again, it is offered online. There are no scheduled classroom meetings. So students are expected to enhance learning through individual study. You want to do active and consistent participation on Blackboard discussions. You want to also apply some of the critical thinking concepts as you see it. And, nobody is right here. A health policy has many views, has many windows, depending on where you're coming from. So I want to give you the opportunity to express yourself in the discussion boards. And if you agree or you disagree, that's all right. We do, that's what makes America what it is we have the right to do so. And we want to do this in a way that we can learn from each other and look at somebody else's perspective, okay? So you also, I do want you to let me know if I can help you in any other way. If you have trouble with finding a policy that works for you, sometimes students are most of the time students are very broad in selecting your policy for the assignment, and so I want to help you to narrow it down if I need to. Okay, so the evaluation methods, they will be broken down in percentages. You will have 2 reaction papers that are due. The first one is due a week from today, and then the second one is due 2 weeks from today. And you have the criteria there. It's 40% of your grade. Then the policy critique paper PowerPoint presentation, this will be done in groups of 3. This is the largest class I've ever had. So I think that groups of 3, because of the number of students, 30, we might have 31. I'm not sure. We're looking at the completion of the registration, but for sure I know we have 30. So that's why we decided to do 3 per group. So we have 10 groups of students. And so I know it's hard sometimes when you guys don't know each other, but you do have the email that you can contact one another. And if you, again, have trouble finding somebody, especially those of you from the other disciplines, please let me know, and I'll try to contact another student for you. But try to use your email, your student email, and we are required to use our student email. So those of you that are emailing me from your personal email, please try to use your student email, the Bronx email, so that I can respond to you. Okay. Then we do have an open class participation discussion group that will be open for 1 week after the presentation. So you do have 1 week to listen to the other 10 presentations, and they're not very long. They're supposed to be about 15 minutes each. So please make time that last week to participate in the discussion group. Like I said, this course goes by so fast that you want to make sure that you have your calendar and your deadlines so you don't miss anything. So here we go. The grading scale in our program goes this way. Anything less than a 75 is failing. So we don't have these. So we use A, B, and C, and I'm hoping everybody will be able to get the grade that they want here. So we have the phone number for anybody that needs Office of Services for Students with Disabilities. The phone number is right there. We also have a website. This next area here is the statement on plagiarism, and it is a serious form of academic dishonesty that most of the time will result in students being expelled from the university. So please know that anything that you're documenting, that your reaction papers, your policy critique, you need to give credit to where credit is due. So if you're copying something from the internet and putting it in your paper and you're not crediting that source, then that is dishonesty, and that is, like I said, the university requires that we expel the student. I work with a student. If you're need trouble, if you have problems with that, the format for our papers are always APA format. And so it's important for you to follow the APA format, because the criteria at the end of the syllabus here will go over that. Okay, so basically, it occurs, dishonesty occurs when a person passes off someone else's work as his or her own. And basically, this can range from failing to cite an author for ideas incorporated into a student's paper, to cutting and pasting paragraphs from different websites, to handing in a paper downloaded from the internet. All are forms of plagiarizing. So students are referred to the UTPA Handbook of Operating Procedures, Section 5.5.2 of the Student Conduct Code for more information if you need help with that. I will grade the papers, and I do read them. So there is a way to find out if it has been copied. So please don't do that. And I trust that everybody is understanding the severity of what this statement is telling you. So the required textbook is this one right here, Health Policy and Politics, a Nurse's Guide. We had some issues with the bookstore. This book was ordered back in early April. And again, in May, I contacted them to make sure that it was there, and I talked to the manager, and she said it was going to be there, and it's not. So I truly apologize for this. But I did give you there is a Course Smart website here where you can actually download your book electronically if you so desire. So here's a website for you to look at. The content of the lectures and the format of the course does follow this textbook. Okay, so please, I want you to be able to read and be able to, and it also has chapter 10 has a lot of the websites that you can look at for to select your policy. And then this is an extra book. This is a recommended. This is a brand new 2014 health policy and the advanced practice nursing impact and applications. This is a very practical book also that helps you understand health policy. So it is available online too. I don't have the electronic copy available, but if you want to, you can go to the website of the Springer Publishing Company, and you can download it from there. Okay, and then we have the supplemental text, which is your APA manual. So this manual tells you all about your how you're writing your paper and all the criteria for that format. We do have assigned readings, and they're all online. I do have your the finding here, the list, the DOI, and if they didn't have a DOI, then I listed your website as in the format of APA format. So the first reaction paper is from Davis, and it is 2014 update. It's called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall: How the Performance of the U.S. Healthcare System Compares Internationally. So it is made, published by the Commonwealth Fund Report, a very reputable website. It is not biased either way, and so I like to look at some of these websites that are non-biased. And so this is your the link to download it. You do have to go into the PDF file. There is a summary paper, and then you have the complete paper. So you want to read the complete paper in order to be able to critique this article. It looks kind of thick, but it does have almost half of each page has some kind of a file or a chart or a graph. So don't get scared with it being very thick. It does have a lot of pictures and graphs. So, and then the second one is this one down here, which is a Texas local, a statewide article that you want to read and critique. reaction paper. National Center for Policy Analysis, again, is a website that is non-biased. And so I like that website because it does give you both sides of the coin. All the other readings here are have to do with either policy. They also have to do with meeting some of the criteria for funding. So please take the time. They're not very long. It does give you an insight, a full taste of health policy, and it does help you complete your course objectives for this summer. All right. And then I also gave you some other online resources. I checked all of them. I think all of them are up to date. There was one that was under construction, but it was supposed to be up July 1st. So those are the websites. And other healthcare interest groups for some of you that are in business. I gave you some extra ones down here. So let's go over the reaction papers. You're going to write 2 reaction papers from these 2 articles, like I said. And the due dates are in the calendar. The first one is due a week from today, Wednesday, and then 2 weeks from today, Wednesday. And they are due by noon of that Wednesday. So basically, you are going to be, you're going to give me a brief summary of the article and its relations to the health policy, organization, and finance. What does it have to do with our course? And then as it applies to your role, or implication to your practice, and then any effects that you see that local, state, national, or even global healthcare services. And then 20% of the paper, it is organization, clarity of the paper, your grammar. I do read that, and if you have a lot of grammatical errors, you will be deducted. APA format, also I will deduct if you do not have the APA format. And I don't want more than 2 pages. So this 2 pages does not include any, you don't need to cite anybody from other resources. You don't need a reference page. You can put the title of the reaction paper, the title of the article if you would like to, but don't take any space. Don't use up any space on any more references, because this is just a reaction paper. Your reaction to this paper and following this criteria. Okay, so no reference pages, or you don't need to give me a title page for this either. So just 2 pages of in APA format using your Times Roman, and please don't send it PDF. Send it on just a Word document, and you will have 2 drop boxes for the number 1 and number 2. So look at your Blackboard page on your left-hand side. You're going to have a drop box. So that's basically it for the reaction paper. Then you will have, this is a group of 3 students per group. There will be 10 groups, and so you will self-assign yourself to complete this assignment. Once the 10 groups have been determined, so you guys will have to email me and tell me the 3 people in your group, then I will send you, basically I need to approve your policy. It can be a new bill. It can be a regulation that's out there, a judicial decision. It can be any other health policy that is out there, and the websites are full of those. Some of your readings also, if you look at some of your readings, you can look at that. There are some policies there that we talked about. So the scholarly paper should be between 5 to 6 pages, and this is not including the title page or the reference page. You really don't need a lot of references for this. I think that your paper and maybe 2 or 3 websites, that's it, and then your textbook should suffice for your references, because sometimes I have students that have 2 or 3 pages of references. You don't need that many to critique this policy. You probably will be looking at the website of the Thomas Library or the Senate.gov. Some of those have policies that you want to look at. But your readings do have quite a few, and your chapter 10 of your textbook also has, you may use your textbook, chapter 10, or any of the online resources provided to you in this course syllabus. The policy critique assignment includes a PowerPoint. So one of you, or you want 2 of you, most of the time 1 of you suffices, will record on a PowerPoint presentation the section of basically down here. This is a policy critique PowerPoint presentation. And so you will be talking about, you're going to synthesize your paper into a PowerPoint, and you're just going to bring out the information that's relevant to talk about to your peers. And so each group will submit a health policy critique and provide a PowerPoint presentation on the health policy critique via the class Blackboard Integrity. The PowerPoint presentation should be no longer than 15 slides. I don't want a busy presentation. You're just going to talk about the policy, why it came about, and who the legislators were, the stakeholders, who the significant people. So give me an overview of that. And then the critique should identify, like I said, the policy, trace its origin, who started it, why was it started. Then you want to also, if there's a way to evaluate the effectiveness, finance cost consideration, you can use your Kingdom model found on chapter 2 of your textbook. And then 2 articles that I have cited here in your reading assignment also basically apply the Kingdom model. So read those, and it'll be easier for you to write this paper out. And I want the application to your role and the implications of for the future. What does this policy have for us? Or it can be positive or negative. It depends on how you see it and why you are critiquing it. Students are expected to employ self-directed methods to learn and gather information for this activity, and are encouraged to use a variety of resources, like I said, including your reading assignment, library resources, personal observation, practice, and public and private facilities if appropriate. The following criteria will be used to evaluate your paper. So you have your description of your policy. The stakeholders, like I said, you're going to have the policy effectiveness, the application, how did you apply it to your Kingdom model, any local, state, your role, like I said, and then your current references are 10% of your 70% of your grade, because 70 and 30 down here includes your 100% of this evaluation for this course. And then your APA format. And then down here you have your policy critique PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so there's your 10, 10, and 10, and that total of this makes 100. All right. And then class participation, you want to participate, reflect in comments and discussion. I will open up 10 groups, and depending on your critique, your policy, I will assign those. Basically, I will just in order of emails, I will assign you to groups, and then once you have about a week, up here it talks about you have 1 week to decide which policy you want to cover and critique, depending on what the rest of your peers want to do. A group, so a group rate will be given to you. So 1 week after today. I want to hear from you all and get approval for your policy. And if you're too broad, then I'll let you know. If you're basically, most of the time, like I said, students are a little bit too broad. Like I've had students that want to look at the Affordable Care Act. Well, hello, there's a lot of areas in the Affordable Care Act so sections of the Affordable Care Act, and it's very, very broad. So you want to narrow it as much as you can, okay? So in a week from today, I want to hear from everybody what you're going to be working on, what policy, so that I can approve it and help you out if you need any help. And so after you present, then you have 1 week to basically comment. So the deadline for your presentation is August the 1st. And so August the 8th, the discussion board will close. So you do have a whole week to listen to everybody else's presentation, and this class participation is individual, so everybody has to participate individually. Okay, and that's about it. The summer session course calendar here you go. Today we're doing the introduction to the course, and then by next Tuesday I'm going to have this next lecture up. These are your readings for the topic content for this coming week, and then after that, the following week, we have 2 more lectures. Your reaction paper is due a week from today. Then the 3rd week, we have 1 more lecture. And then your reaction paper number 2 is due 2 weeks from today. And then after that, it's just basically going over, you know, if you have any issues with your critique, you want to make sure you take the time that you need, and by August the 1st at noon, your presentation should be uploaded on Integrity and ready to be published. I will publish those, and then your Dropbox, I should have your scholarly paper, and I should have your PowerPoint presentation. 2 different boxes. One is going to say scholarly paper, the other one's going to say PowerPoint presentation. And those 2 papers need to be in a Word document, the original PowerPoint presentation that you're putting together. Please don't PDF it, because it takes a lot of space and it's very, very hard to download and grade. And then the final week, we basically will be viewing and posting comments. Like I said, August the 8th is your due date here for to close this discussion. And then we do have the course evaluations, and then grades are due by August the 15th. So this is your your grade sheet if you want to calculate it as you go. Excuse me. But other than that, you know, I'm ready to hear your questions, comments via email, and on Mondays via instant messaging. Okay, so have a good day. Welcome to the class again. Bye-bye.